watching? Tell me who's watching? Who's watching me? for some action. Doubt, no doubt. Time for some action. Bring it on. Time for some action. Doubt, no doubt. Time for some action. Worldwide, worldwide. Time for some action. Action, 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 action.
Rocco.
Warning. The Project Road Industries has unexpectedly quit. Please install new version of Team, rename, and restart.
sus primos en la puerta. El fuego vivo con olor a taranto y sal. Por bulería toca el tiempo del corazón. ¿Qué has hecho conmigo, Marley? Me has metido entre las venas. Entre frío en la carne y la soledad me apena.
cerebral, world renowned, illustrious, illegal. My musical infection, bubbling within your zone like champagne. Known as the fifth campaign, thought you doing this damn thing. Bent like a boomerang, trying to maintain. I'm both yin and yang from my can lang. With your lady hitting me up, I'm never answering. Let her miss me. See me, then she all trying to kiss me. Talking about I dig you, Tariq, the way you twist me. Meanwhile, she coming home tipsy, all grinning. And what you used to fit in before, you now swimming. Just take a dive, P5D, the team winning. Taking hip hop back to the beginning. Cause MCs are pretending. I slap your sound out the sky like I'm goaltending. Bring your career to an ending. Into the next era, transcending for real. Now I'm saying if not, the man, listen. For you to try to fuck with the fifth, that's ambition. I let y'all know the time indeed. Y'all need to take heed, y'all.
Get a little time, y'all. Straight from the town of Philly, y'all. We about to give you what you need, y'all. Without a doubt, take heed, y'all. Get a little time, y'all. Straight from the town of Philly, y'all. We about to give you what you need, y'all. Without a doubt.
I control the stadium like the law long arm. Wrong, ring the alarm, cause here the roots calm. The funk song ready for whoever wants some. Your album gets split like a lump sum, no doubt. Under this influence in the Falcon, Millennium spaceship, totally wasted. Schoolie D classic, though vocally laced it. Taste it, swerve on a regular basis. Serving y'all wherever the place is. Blowing connoisseur quality of my competitors' faces. This is without doubt, your lady pass out. This elephant twilight zone, you ass out. Shout to my brothers on back loud. Whipping the short to smacked out. Dig it, thump this in your cassette deck. Hip hop has not left yet.
Marley à la rue, dans la rue à Marseille. Le micro marche, pas besoin de plume pour le prendre. Mets la main sur un joint, ça part en boum, sonne, pousse bombe dessus. Même déçu, bon sang, faut que tu sues. Les boxons viennent du sud, pas sûr alors suis. Je dois dire public merci, comment faire si on me cite. Je m'imagine sur Percy et je persiste. Le rat manie le mic l'ami, comme manie le flingue dans les rues de Miami. La nuit gâtée, RAT va te gâter mais pas feinter. Si tu viens se péter, beauté ça va se gâter. Mes potes peuvent te guetter, te menter. Norche, le hip hop marche et nous on se torche. Je ne suis pas un prince de galère, comme Bruce, cracheur de rimes dans une vie de quelle-bouse et de québouze. Des fois, j'esbrouffe encore à l'aluminium. J'bouffe, j'bois, j'flamme, jour le mignonne. De toute façon, reste nature dans ce dur métier. FF représente nous tout et puis de pitié présent pour piller. FF surprend, sec à froid. Viens live, voir et croire à la furie et à la foi. FF sur beat, c'est de la fusillade comme dans Hit, rejouer le vitre. FF s'infiltre en France sans chercher le hit. Les chacals fâchés fument les shit des bons. Avec des rimes prennent du liquide, ciao. On défend le hip hop de rue avec furie. On descend les fois et les intrus, c'est une tuerie. Bouge mec, cherche pas ce qui cloche. On représente nos proches avant de penser à nos poches gaziers. On défend le hip hop de rue avec furie. On descend les fois et les intrus, c'est une tuerie. Bouge fille, cherche pas ce qui cloche.
Damn it. Gotta start again.
Eric in Paris, Millennium Ducats. Squadron.
yo, first off the list, you need a DJ with a quick wrist. Revolution, my man. Listen to the sound attack, come on, accompanied by the heavily high rhyme, ready to drop. Plus Wayne King Tech, and bust and bring death. The style of beyond, call my leader, put me on. The sick and the lyricist, for those who wanna repose and sleep. Then we'll wake up shows with no beats. We stand beating the glow with the SOB symbol. Certified, I heard a guy spinning on the issue. With the jigger, the bigger the trigger, the bigger the bang, the bigger beats, the tang, the flame set fire, the beast, record the loose bags. Hit the core with the 4 elements, 3 things. The 10 o'clock battle bot, 75 shot. While you would talk, infrared, swivel cyclops. Common leader, the arm cheater bomb, detachable tech, gamma sway, metal mesh, man, it's Saturday. The revolution will not be televised live. For the fact he's audible, wrecking it worldwide.
I wanted to do another freestyle section, like I did before. And I was thinking, well, last time the one we did in LA with the Doors song, it was super fun. And like it turned out well. And I was asking my friend, right, who knows a lot. And I go, hey, what do you think I should do? Do you have any ideas? Because he's really into that stuff. And he goes, well, best advice is don't do anything because you can't top what you did. And so I was like, great, you know, I'm stuck. But he had a point. It was Dan. rotten man. And so I go, well, I want to do these tricks, and I want to show, like, this is what it comes from. Because I was so happy with this part, like, I was so happy with all the tricks that came. And for the first time in street skating, because where I went with freestyle, it was like everything I did, and I got to a high level for me. And I remember being at the point where if I had an idea, I could do it, you know, because I was freestyle, it's just what I did. And, like, you know, you look at Tony Hawk and these guys skate vert, and you go, you know, whatever they think of, they can do, you know? And so that's sort of where I was in freestyle. But when I started street skating, I was nowhere near that. And this is like the first time I felt since freestyle, like I had ideas, I had new ideas, and I was making them happen. And like this is the first time since I was like a kid, since I left freestyle. So it's like, well, all right, this is what this meant to me. And I started to relate my freestyle with that table section. Like I had ideas, I could make them happen, you know? As soon as I thought of them, the next weekend I could do it. And I was going, wow, I'm finally here again. I wanted my part to start out with like these images of what skateboarding was. I got cover this, cover that, and freestyle was a big thing. And then suddenly it was like it vanished, you know? There's nothing left. And here I felt like nobody cares. Like I had that idea I wanted to win 10 years of freestyle contests. And I remember doing that. Ended up, I won 10 years of it, and I thought like it was my own arbitrary goal, and I won it. I remember walking around the middle of San Francisco after I won the last contest, the Back to the City contest, and whatever, 91 or 92, whatever it was, and I realized like nobody really cares. And I remember there was just nothing but trash at the end of the contest. You know, everyone just throws all their crap. It was in Civic Center, and I remember it was that same sort of feeling. So that's sort of what that meant to me. You know, just walking away, it was garbage. Like I gotta start fresh with street skating, and it was so hard to be a beginner again. I went over to Eshleman, right? And I was thinking after I did the nose wheelie and popped down the table to the other nose wheelie, I was thinking, wow, I could do it with the frontside crooked grind off one and pop down to the next. But I had to go to Eshleman school to find like the right set of like the height and the drop, so I could pop down and still roll down with good speed. So I went there with that in mind. And we got in, and then Rotten Neighborhood Watch comes in. These guys were so gung-ho. They surrounded both gates, and they started, you know, yelling for us to hop out. So I took off, and I hopped the fence over the other way, and I just yelled to the filmer, I go, hey, I'll meet you at the corner, whatever. I just wanted to get out of there. I didn't want to deal with it. So I'm waiting there. I'm waiting at the corner, and I see him coming, and I'm like, God, the cop's going to figure it out. He's going to be behind me. What a nightmare, right? So I'm waiting to make this left turn to go home, and I couldn't do it. And so I'm like, all right. So I just took a right. And I'm driving like, where to now? Where to now? What do I do? Are they behind me? And then I was going, so everything was cool. I go, well, the only thing out here is this other table school, but it kind of sucks that there's no stairs or anything. So I was like, well, I guess the day's kind of blown anyway because I'm so far out. So I go around, start goofing around, and I start throwing tables together because they had all size tables there. And then the idea that I'd had for so long, but I thought it would be too hard for me. And so I was just basically, this was right toward the end of the video. It was basically, I was just going to give up. Like, well, they shot anyway. So I started goofing around with the nose wheelie Nollie Impossible to manual, because I always wanted to do something like Nollie Impossible up to another level. And so I started messing around, and as soon as I got up on the tables, I started realizing, God, I can do it, you know? So basically, I got that trick, and it was all because I couldn't make a left turn, you know? I saw Jamie. God, I respect Jamie so much. He was he had this idea of cruising down this big tube like that, and I saw that he did it in the video. But I was thinking, God, how gnarly that would be, because if you get off a little bit, it throws you off, you know? And so I was like, wow, you know? And so I started looking at trash cans. I was going, oh, you know, that would be a key. If I could do nose wheelie nollie flip on a trash can was what I really want to do. It was some sort of, find something that was round to go on. So I started eyeing all the barrels and trash cans I can think of, and all those metal barrels, I almost all had this little corrugated bit in them. I go on the hunt, right, for the perfect trash can, and finally I found this one at the school that didn't have the corrugated. It was totally flat, it was steel. So I set it up, and I start ollieing into it, and before I realize it, like, it starts denting so much. It's like a motocross thing, right? I kept, like, as soon as I hit, I'd fly forward. And then it was just a nightmare. It did so much that I go, and your nose, like, it only had that much clearance on the way up, and I kept scraping my nose and stuff, and I was going, there's no way in the world I'm going to do a nollie flip out. So I was just getting bummed on it, so I just started flinging it afterwards. I go, wow, 360 shovel, I could do that. And then the principal comes, and then the policeman comes, and that ended that day, you know? And so here I is, this one perfect trash can I found in the hole in all of Southern California, right? And so I was like, I gotta get this thing, I gotta at least borrow it, you know? So here I am going back in the middle of the night, snooping around and grabbing this trash can. So I slapped it in my car, I actually took my girl with me. And we just took it across, like they couldn't hassle us, like a week later or so. And I got it and just brought it back and put it in place and, you know, left it for him. But this is so funny what you gotta go through, you know? After I did the Nosebleed 360 shove, I was stoked because it launched me out. It jumped up and I caught it. Like I was happy with the one I got. But it was kind of burning me, the whole idea of like, wow, I never got to do the nosebleed and ollie flip. So I was pretty much giving up. And craziest thing, I walked out of work one day, it was a Friday afternoon, and I go to throw something away, and and it was the trash can I needed, right in front of me the whole time. So I get around the building, and then just filmed it that Sunday.
It was perfect for it.
Went back, yeah, it was perfect.
No,
I mean, it was so cool how it was, because you know, I did it, and you had to act so fast. That was the hard thing about that trick, and if you were off a little, it kept spitting me off. And I remember when I made it, and just watching the trash can rock, you know, at the end. I was pretty stoked on that. That's what I wanted to have. I skate at this one supermarket all the time after work when it gets dark. They got bright lights, and you know, they have all these shopping carts. And I swear, I've looked at those things like every night. I just see them around. I go, God, there's got to be some way to use one of those things, you know? Because it's so rad. So I'm tipping it over on every angle, thinking, can I grind it? Can I? So finally, I just tip it over. I'm just trying to kickflip it one day on its side. And I realized, God, you know, they're shaped like a manual, upwards. And I just started doing those really not impossibles. I did it on that bench that you showed in the video. And I was thinking, wow, that trick wasn't that hard, so I wonder if I could like blast off this thing going up. So it took me forever to get that right balance of leaning back and then jumping forward to do it. And seriously, man, that trick, I had to pay for that trick. Like I tried it like all day. I was just beat down. I skated like 3-4 hours, maybe more. And it was always the same, like fall forward, this was aching. And then I'd whip out and fall back, and I got all like kind of bruised back there. And so I couldn't take it anymore, because each time I would fall, it would hurt that much more. And so after a while, I just started heaving my back foot under me to catch me. So I was like falling totally sideways, and I'd throw my back foot and kind of sit on my ankle. And I remember I did that so many times. I probably did that, like, took really rotten falls about 6, 7, 8 times to the same ankle, the same way. And I remember feeling something bad. And this weird, like I've broken a lot of bones, and it had that sort of feel. Like I felt a little sick.
You just ignored it.
Yeah, because by then, you know, when you're on a trick, you're like, I gotta make this. Especially now that I'm kind of hurt. If I end up really hurt tomorrow morning, I can't walk or something.
The pressure of the video.
Yeah, the video was almost over, and it's like, God, I have this trick. I'm so close. I brought it down. I just kept overturning and falling forward. So I was like, well, I can't give up now. So I just kept doing it, and I had that sick feeling. And finally, I made it. I remember right away just going, oh, I was so stoked. But then when I got home that night, I felt like along my ankle, I knew I'd done something wrong. Like I knew I cracked it. Direct impacts didn't matter. When I caught myself backwards, that's when it killed me. And I go home and I take a shower, and you touch it, and you get this weird prickly sensations and stuff. It was terrible. But the whole thing, like the video here it was set up, and it's like, okay, it's definitely Rodney Daewon. And I was thinking, wow, this video, like, I've come so far, I can't just give up, and Daewon is so good, I can't seriously look like an idiot next to him, because Daewon, like, every Monday morning, you know, we skate the weekends, we get stuff, and every morning, like, I talk to Daewon, you know, once a day, pretty much. I mean, we're such good friends. And as the video kept going and going, it was like, I didn't have the guts to talk to him anymore, because I didn't want to hear what he was doing, because I was thinking, what am I going to do? What about me? You know, I can't go out like that. So it was funny. It's weird, you know, how that stuff, because Daewon's like, he's the coolest guy, he's one of my best friends. To me, it was most interesting, like when you go to a premiere, it's weird, you see what people get stoked on, there's a loud set of claps for different tricks. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, wow, that wasn't that hard, you know? And then what's a real bummer sometimes is the stuff that you know is really hard and you're just kind of waiting for it, and there's just quiet. You know? But to me, definitely of all those table tricks, the hardest one Nose grind not impossible was hard for its own reasons, but the half cab crooked grind, half cab crooked grind, nollie heel flip, shove it around you, that was by far the hardest one. I popped up, I went up, and I kicked it so hard. I remember I threw my body into it so hard, and it was a little weird catch, and I heard something crack or whatever. It's weird when I land hard tricks like that. I don't remember what I see so much, but I remember sounds. And so I landed, boom, I'm rolling away, and I remember all the clack and all the sounds. I'm cruising away, and I pop up my board to grab it at the end, and I see there's this huge chunk of my board missing. I kicked it so hard against the corner of the table, like I jammed it so hard it ripped off. And when I looked on the video, you could see it falling off. It looks like a leaf at first, but it's actually my board from when I ripped it off. After the last video was Daewon and me, I was spent, you know, I didn't have any ideas what to do at all. And so I waited, and I was like, well, okay, just go film something, you know. And we filmed it's like a long half cab crooks to shove it out on a table. And I was like, well, you know, that's not that good. A lot of people do stuff like that. It's not that. I just gotta stand back and learn some stuff. Because the whole aspect of filming videos, like, it takes so long, not because the stuff's so hard, it takes you that many days. I mean, it is hard, but it's just like, you don't know what to film, you know? What's worth it, you know? So I made this box, right? And I set it up. I found the best spot to skate, and it was right behind this Target. I remember I set it up. It was a brand new spot for me. It stayed pretty lit, and so I started goofing around, just trying new stuff, and just warming up with crooked grinds and stuff. And this rotten old man started screaming at me, just going crazy, you know, get the hell out of this place, get out. I was going, God, you know, what's the deal? So I was like, well, okay, if he does call the cops, I got about 15 minutes. And so I just kept skating, and the more I thought about it, the more bummed I was getting, because it was a Friday evening. It was perfect, you know. It was a perfect day for just skating and relaxing. And this guy had to just so I skated, and the more I thought about it, I was just getting bummed. And so I was just doing long crooked grinds. I just started kicking my board, and I finally this one. I went really short, and I just kicked my board. I was like trying to just nollie out of a crooked grind somehow. I just trying something different, and the board, I swear, it just flipped perfectly. Like, right, it did one of the nollie heel flip shove-its, you know, or flipperoos or whatever to call them. I was like, wow, I didn't land on it, but I saw how easily it flowed. Like, that trick seems meant to be. Some tricks you fight them and they're against the grain, and you can muscle it through with the trick if you have to. But the whole idea seemed so meant, like it was perfect. So I took that idea, I had to get out, I skated all night. I just kept, that idea, I get like obsessed with the idea of crooked grind flips out. And it started. So I drilled on the movement like all week on my box. That's all I thought about. It's just doing that trick. And I went in and I go, well, I might as well just try to film it on the table first. And it happened so easy because I've been working on it. But it's funny, it was like a total accident. And it opened up this whole field for me, a whole new area. Because I remember when I was thinking of the long half cab crook, shove it out, I was going, God, what if somehow you could flip your board out of it? Because a couple of times I bailed out, my board kind of flipped. But I was thinking, well, that's way out of, that's way too far in the future. But then just going to that Target and then realizing, like, God, it's so possible. And then I filmed it the next weekend. I was like, God, this is easy, you know? I can do anything out of this. I could probably do it on a rail, you know? And so I went and I started banging through all the variations. Suddenly, of not knowing what to film, I couldn't wait, you know? I had so many ideas. And I knocked out basically most of that table section. I mean, it was hard and I had to relearn movements and stuff, but basically I just nailed all that out in a pretty quick amount of time because I just had ideas. That's the hardest thing. So that's what happened with those. And then from there came, the frontside crooked grind and all that hard. That's way harder because anything frontside crooked grind, your weight is so much harder to stand on. But that's the trick that opened doors for me, and it was just by accident. That's what got us ahead. In fact, Daewon started going crazy with the nose blunt stuff, and he started just banging all that stuff out, and then I started doing those things, and suddenly we both got so much footage ahead because we both want to do our own videos. He do one for Deca, and me do one for 18. But we both got so far ahead, we're like, well, you want to again? You want? So that's where the whole idea of round 2 came from. It's pretty much from that, for me at least.
Rodney's always coming in with crazy stuff. I'm like, wow, God, I gotta get some more stuff. Plus, him being a team manager, you always gotta show him some, come here, Rodney, check this out, check out this, dude, look what I got. huh? And you always wait for that, that was good, you know what I mean? And I mean, a lot of people here always like want to, like, you know, you like showing your footage and trying to see what people's reactions are. And that's how it was with him. Like, he got focused on one trick, like his crooked grinds. He just, all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, he just started doing crooked grind, ollie heel, crooked grind, ollie hard, crooked grind this, crooked grind, flare that, crooked grind, whippity snap, flip it over there. And I was like, God damn, I need to catch on to one of them whippity snapper things, you know? And then, I mean, I like doing nose blunts. I don't want to exaggerate it, like, you know, think that, hell, I do them a lot. I can admit it. I don't care. But I just like taking them to a different level and like doing like combos or whatnot, 360 flip, kick flip. And I got into the blunt slide things, and so me and him both started getting footage. I kept doing blunt slide tricks, and he kept doing these crooked grind tricks. And when you watch the video parts, most of his last tricks are all his crooked grind tricks that he focused on. You know what I mean? And then most of my last tricks were mainly blunt slide tricks. Probably the last 3 tricks, probably. You know what I mean? And that just shows, like, when you watch the video, you'll notice, like, what, like, the last tricks of people's parts is mainly what they worked on the most, or sometimes it's not even that, something that they really, like, enjoy doing or something. That's what happened with that part. First video was, me and Rodney, I don't know, I mean, as in everybody else, there's millions of people who get crazy ideas and they just keep filming. And what happens is some people just keep filming it a little too much. And then you have, like, people who are, like, almost done with their part. And then me and Rodney just had that idea, like, hey, let's just come out with the versus verse, you know? Me versus you, or you versus me, whatever. And it wasn't like a beef thing, like, hey, I think I'm better than you, or he wasn't saying, like, I'm better than you, Daewon, man. I've had more years on you. It wasn't even like that. It was more like a friend thing, like, hey, look, like, me and Rodney, like, or skateboard, like, me and him, like, you know, we like technical skateboarding. So we're thinking, hey, let's just put our, you know, our parts together, and people are still going to compare regardless. This is just how people are. We don't have no spots, so when you can remember, and then you can make 1 table, 5 tables into like 10 different spots. You know, you can make a volcano, you can make a manual pad, you can make a bump to a ledge, you can make 2 tables stacked that you can't ollie, but you can look at. You can put a table there and invite everybody over and eat lunch. You know what I mean? You can just do all kinds of stuff. But dude, that's basically it. It's just it's from having like no spots to where we just go to one spot all the time. And we skate 1 table, and I'm just like, it starts to be like, dude. And then when you take 2 tables, then you take a couple more, you just keep going with it, and then that's what made me just keep going. And like when I do stuff downstairs, I like it because it's so steep. Or if like we make like a ledge, like some of the footage where we put the table on top of the other table at Loyola, where I did switchbacks at nose grind, and then you know what I mean, stuff like that, where it makes it so you can still get on it and it's super high and it's just a super big drop. And a lot of people look for spots like that, like. You look for a ledge that goes off stairs, and then right there you just make it. I mean, you know what I mean? That's it. Putting it together is cool. Skating it, sometimes you get nervous, like certain little things, like when we skated that big thing down the super slip and slide, but once you get your backslide into it, it doesn't even be scary. It's not scary no more. And then, what do you call it, like, the other ones, when we stacked them all together, there wasn't even, it's like, when you fall, I mean, there was a slam in the video where I ate it, you know what I mean? Where I just, whoa. But it didn't even hurt. I mean, maybe there was another slam that hurt, but otherwise, it's just the fact of having to put them away. I think that's what mainly people go, how do you stack all those tables? I go, I don't know. It's the same question I've been asking about the pyramids. A lot of the spots you see on these things, too, if you notice, some of the spots, exactly the same place, just different setups. Or exactly the same school, just moved the table in a different area and made it look like a different spot, you know? I don't know. Skateboarders all know that we lack spots. You got to drive miles and miles. Sometimes you just got to go to a different state sometimes to find spots. And lately, the cops have been just, you know, stopping you from skating and all that stuff. And I mean, everybody gets kicks out of spots, just like how Rodney was talking about too. We are all pros. If you're not pro, if you're pro, if you're just sponsored, if you buy a shop sponsor, we all get the same treatment. It ain't like we got like a T-shirt. I'm pro. Hey, give me an extra half hour. So. Actually, since you're pro, like, you got the camera guy, and sometimes you got more people with you, you get kicked out faster than a normal kid, you know what I mean? So, like, I seen some kids, like, that aren't, you know, just random kids at some spots, and they always tell me, hey, you don't even get kicked out, you know? Then you end up going there, and the cops you got cops around, you got handcuffs, you're like, whoa, and the kids across the street, like, waving at you, like, I ain't never happened to me, you know? I've never got arrested or got a ticket, so you just gotta watch out. And that's the thing, every time I go to schools, the gates are open. That's why I get it. Gates are always open, yeah. And those roof gaps, I'm just checking like the stuff on top to make sure there's no leaks. I don't want kids at school, you know, getting water on their homework and stuff. So that's why I'm up there. And hell, I might as well. Sometimes I got my board, so I'm just like, hey, I might as well like jump over it a couple of times and try some other stuff. Just as in ideas, how ideas come about and stuff like that. Like the whole roof gap thing too. I've never really skated roof gaps, but I just started getting into it. It mainly was like after my mom passed away. It's not saying that I was like, fuck, hell, I don't care if I die. You know, like just because my mom passed away, it was more like my mom passed away. Maybe I was like trying to get closer to her, you know, climbing up roofs. But I mean, if she seen me now on the damn roof, she would kill me. But it's alright. I mean, after she passed away, I just started skating more roofs and roofs, and I started getting ideas up there like gaps. And a lot of people look for gaps like beneficial, like people go over a gap onto a ledge. And I was thinking, hell, like I always do, like with the tables. Well, here I was at a spot, it was a roof gap, but basically you can transform anything to another thing. So I just transformed it into a gap over to a bench, you know, and then put benches over it and skated the roof gap, and that was just fun. And I mean, it was a little scary sometimes because sometimes the roof would be mushy, and like I would like run, and a lot of people who skate roof gaps know when you try to bail out right before, you run and then like you think the sandpaper is gonna scrape off and you're gonna like fall backwards, or you think your arm's gonna twist and you're gonna end up all tweaked, or just crazy stuff. But I'm just hoping none of that happens to me. So I'm gonna knock on wood. Roof gap stuff. I know a lot of people were like, it's weird. It was weird seeing that type, because a lot of times when you watch my video parts, it's mainly like technical stuff on like blocks or like on tables, and then this video is a little different. Like I try to bring my skating up a little more. Like say I did switch backside nose grind fakie flip just on the ledge, then we went back, you know, over the Vanguard, and we did it on the bench and went over the gap, you know. So it kind of like it's still the same thing, but yet you're switching it up, almost like a computer. My ankle injury, a lot of people know about too, is in '93, right after New World Order, I had a bad ankle injury, and I had broke my ankle at the old skate park. And Kurayamino, everybody was there, and man, it was always messing around. Everybody always gets hurt messing around, you'll notice. Man, I just try to do the tweakest method off some foot launch ramp, you know? So that's one thing. You don't try to tweak something fully if it's not a high enough launch ramp. That's what I learned. So I broke it pretty bad, and I was just stubborn. I never went to the doctors, you know what I mean? And I just let it heal. I just took like calcium pills. I'm gonna just feel, and I just walked around on crutches, and it healed. And finally, you know, but I still get those pains, and you know, like sometimes I'm complaining like on my leg, and when I feel on the side of my leg, the bones, like it feels like it's like healed, like, you know what I mean? Like, so you rub across my skin, and then there's like a little bump right there. And I always say, all right, after this video, I'm gonna go get it fixed. Next video comes out, dude, I gotta film. I'll go after, film again. Next video comes out, I'm gonna get it done now. So next video. And look, we're on round 2. I've been saying this since '93. So now I can say it once again. After this video, we'll get it fixed. That was actually just like that part was an accident. Remember it was us always going there. There was the little warehouse we had going. That place was fun. We used to always go there, skate all night, fish fillets afterwards from McDonald's. They might owe me incentives for that though. And McDonald's incentives. Okay.
So you didn't.
We used to always go there, and it took about I don't know how long was that place around for, like 4 months, 3 months.
3.
Probably about there, huh? Yeah, so about that. And all we did was go there and have fun, skate. It was like, and that's why it came about being a training section, was because it was like we just went there to practice. I mean, there was no filming involved. And then later on, we were like, hey, let's just get this for fun. Let's just film this. Let's just film this. And let's just film this. And we weren't thinking about, hey, I'm going to put this in my video part, because we don't like relating wood. And, like, even though there's nothing wrong with wood, because, I mean, that's just as enjoyable as street. So, yeah, 3 months. And it just came out. We ended up having all that extra access footage. And we were like, hell, like, what are we going to do with it? We can't just, like, have me have 2 sections. So it kind of, like, tied in with the skating, as in, like, I was slamming and stuff like that. And then, like, you know, a lot of people go to parks to practice, or you go out in front of your house, or you build a box. So that was like my little training facility, and then it came about putting it before, and then here comes my other part afterwards. I don't know, a lot of things, what goes on through your head. The other day, some kid came with me, I was up in the shop, and he asked me, how do you do kickflip nose blunts? And my immediate, like, response was, hell, I just kick it and land, you know? First time I ever did that was in New World Order, the second World Industries video that came out. You remember that Penny Saver? I called you up, Sock, dude, I got something to film. Called you up, you came down, we went up the street, I filmed it real quick. And then, you probably have it in one of these old tapes or laying around here. But that's when I first did it. And then after that, I stopped doing it for a while. And then finally, like, I reached in my pocket and was like, dude, I got a kickflip nose blunt. I forgot, all I gotta do is kick the hell out of it and land. So that's what I started. And I mean, people seen like, there was a cover of Transworld where it showed me doing a kickflip nose blunt. And people were always thinking, cover shots like that, people always look at and go, yeah, right, dude, did he really land it? You know what I mean? And I don't blame them because, hey, I look at magazines too, covers and go, did he land that? Then you see a sequence inside and it justifies it, but mine didn't have a sequence, but people, later on it was like an opener or something. But that's it, I mean, and the last one I did in my part was, that one took me a long time, like, with me and you going back. We probably went back like twice or 3 times. I mean, no, first try. Yeah, oh yeah, it was first try, Sock. Dude, I forgot, dude, first try. And like, when it comes about doing the videos too, everybody picks their own footage, you know what I mean? Like, when everybody watches these videos, it's not just everything we've filmed, you know what I mean? There are takes, like, there are like the bad takes and the good takes, you know? And a lot of the times we film it from different angles too, and some of that footage, there's some that you just, you know, stuff you won't see, or there's just some that you land, but it's just not the way you wanted to land. And so there's a lot of outtakes. There's a lot of footage that you haven't seen in the videos that are still just footage floating around, and then sometimes people do give it to like other sponsors and stuff like that. And sometimes footage just gets lost because there's footage from me like since '93 that's never been seen till '94 till now, you know, and even footage from the Daewon round 2 there's some footage still that hasn't been used, if not like different angles. And that's just, you know, you just gotta pick your stuff. You want to come out strong, you know what I mean? We always gotta like do something different, and sometimes people survive on doing the same things. I can say I've done a lot of the same things over and over, or just doing it in a different place or a different area, and then sometimes coming out with new stuff, because there's not that much new stuff to think of. But I mean, yeah, of course there is, but it's just a matter of doing it and stuff like that. And I'm not saying like basketball and stuff like that. Once you got the skill, you know what I mean, and you just, that's just how it is, dude. But like people, I don't know, like when I went on tour and stuff like that, people always ask me who won, Rodney or you, and it's not about who won. It's more like a conjoined, like, you know, it's kind of cool just that we can have our footage in the same video, because we've never been able to do that except like video magazines and stuff like that, you know, where it's like in chaos or something. But that's about it, man. Like that's how the first one came about. We just figured we both had enough footage for a part, and I mean we're such close friends. We're like, hey, I mean, only friends can make a versus video where it's just, you can come out with the video and be going, like, have it labeled like, hey, me versus you, and then nobody says or anything, or we don't hold a grudge towards each other like, well, yeah, I am better than you, this kid said I was, and this kid said I won, but this kid said you won, so who won? Like, it ain't about that, dude. This is just about how much fun we had making it. Of course, there was stress behind filming. Everybody knows that, dude. Everybody who's out there filming, even kids. I mean, I see kids filming all over the place to like try to come up and get sponsored, and that's cool. It's just, you know, you just make fun with your camera and do it. And most of the time, like, all these kids come up and sponsor me videos and stuff like that, and they end up getting hooked up. I mean, I'm not telling them to rush into like filming and stuff, but just do it. You never know. Like, it just depends. Maybe I might get into some switch crook zone or something, and footage would just be piling up, and Rodney might be getting into like one of his crazy zones. All those tech, he got a lot of zones. He got a lot of tricks. Maybe around 3, if not just a good Deca video, solid Deca video, you know what I mean? And Rodney's gonna be working on the 18 video and get that coming through. And I mean, I know he's happy, and I'm happy with the Deca team, and he's real happy with the 18. So, 18 team. Sounds like it. But yeah, and that's it. No, that's, somebody help me on my breakdancing, please. Nah, actually, I'm just, yeah, I got some moves, man. You meet me at the dance floor. Just put on the break beat, kickworm, moonwalk. Got 1990s. I got flares. I'm just playing. Yeah, I'm just playing. If you see me at a club, don't expect none of that.